dusk in Srinagar. The curfew has just been lifted in parts of the city. The windows of most houses are now mere skeletons of wooden frames and hinges. Some have covered the broken panes with cloth for fear it would attract more stones and the CRPF. Young children just allowed to step on the roads stare at us with a mix of curiosity and hostility. It is, however, the man in the distance and the writing on the wall that is the focus of all eyes. Even as we watch, a young boy comes onto the main street. He has a gun but mimics a stone pelter. The streets of Kashmir have taught this young boy so much over the last few months, something this nursery school in Srinagar could never have. Today is a free day, free from the separatist calls for hartals and the government's curfew, which means schools have finally opened. As expected, it's a full class. 6-year-old Yazan is reciting nursery rhymes with her classmates. She loves her time at school and today is no different.
आपको पता है आपका स्कूल बंद क्यों रहता है हमेशा?
क्योंकि बाहर पथराव करते हैं, इसलिए पथराव में गोलियां मारते हैं।
आपको पता है बच्चे पथराव क्यों करते हैं?
क्योंकि उनको छुट्टी मिले।
In Kashmir, you often don't need a teacher to learn life's harsh lessons. Over the last 3 months, schools have opened for only about 15 odd days. Young ones have borne the brunt. Life indoors is clearly a big headache. No lessons, no games. Even a walk down the lane is a luxury. Children always accompanied by an elder. Curfew, hartal, forge and patharbazi have become words repeated like nursery rhymes. So what do you do when there is no school? I asked little Yazan.
मैं फुटबॉल को खेलती हूँ पढ़ाई के बाद। मैम उस सड़क पे नहीं खेलते, हमारा आंगन में दुआ मांगती हूँ।
क्या दुआ?
सब अच्छा रखो।
Barely does she say this and we wonder, have children in Kashmir forgotten what childhood truly means?
मैं वो भी छोटा है इसलिए उसका भी बचपन चल रहा है।
और आपका?
मेरा नहीं चल रहा है।
क्यों?
क्योंकि मैं बड़ी हो गई हूँ।
Grown up at 6, she studies, prays and wants to become an Indian administrative officer as opposed to a KAS or a Kashmir administrative officer. Two words that split identities in Kashmir. Two words that are so clear in 5-year-old Muneeb's mind. Muneeb's parents shifted him to his grandparents' house a month ago, hoping the child would stay away from daily deaths and violence. But fear, they say, travels faster than any news.
देखते हैं ना न्यूज़ पे पत्थर और लड़के जो मर जाते हैं वही देखते हैं ना। गाड़ियों को रुकाते हैं तो बोलते हैं कहाँ जाना आपको, फिर बोलते हैं वापस जाओ। फिर वो मानते नहीं है गाड़ी वाले तो उनको शीशे टुटाते। गुस्सा जब आ जाते हैं उन तो शीशे टुटाते।
Every atrocity is a reminder of a previous one. Over the years, many a child has woken up to the sound of a gun-wielding soldier or seen his parents being taken out for a rescue operation. They've heard loud explosions and have simply not known where to turn. But this conflict is different. The guns, the firing, the injuries, the blood and cries remain all the same. But faces of children, sometimes as young as 8 years old, smattered with blood, their grieving mothers have all been etched forever in young Kashmir's collective memory. Where else would you see a group of young boys just hanging around a graveyard? Even posing for a picture, or reenacting protests complete with sloganeering and masks. Death has become child's play, and graves like these of Tufail Mattu, 14 years and the first victim of this conflict, are fresh in young minds. The shut gates to the burial ground mean nothing. They don't shut out the trauma. They've all seen death up close and personal. As we look for the house of another young victim, Sameer Ahmed Ra, in the bylanes of Batmalu, the silence of a curfew day is deafening. 8-year-old Sameer was going to his uncle's house just 3 lanes away when he was killed. Grievously injured on the head, allegedly by security personnel, and left by the roadside before finally being taken to a hospital. Father Fayaz, a street vendor, and Sameer's mother have spent days in agony and silence. The grief of a parent at seeing his son's dead body and then having to fight to ensure a private and dignified burial.
8:20 पर इन्होंने मेरे हवाले वो डेड बॉडी की वहाँ पर। फिर तो लोग नजर आए मेरे को, बोलते थे बच्चे मेरे हवाले कर दो, मेरे हवाले कर दो। हम इसको उधर ले जाएंगे, इधर ले जाएंगे, हम इसको रात भर घूमेंगे, कल जनाजा होगा। जैसे ही घर में गोदी में लाया, फिर हमारे ऊपर तो मुसीबत का पहाड़ पड़ गया उसी टाइम, क्योंकि जिंदा जान यहाँ से गई, मुर्दा जान वापस आ गई वहां से।
Every death has sparked off frenzy and anger. But 3-year-old Nasheen doesn't understand why everyone keeps crying all the time. Her grandmother, her uncle, even her sister Yasmina. As if on cue, she holds up Sameer's photograph for us. She has done it many a times. Every time a journalist came calling, this picture was pulled out. It's a reminder of good times when they played and went to parks. The more recent and disturbing one, with injury marks, has been hidden away.
इसको कहाँ पता था आज़ादी क्या है? छोटे छोटे बच्चे निकलते हैं, वी वांट फ्रीडम बोलते हैं, 12 साल 13 साल, उनके बच्चों के जहन में है कि आज़ादी क्या है? पत्थर लगाना, गोली मारना।
The deaths of young children over the last few months have reopened old wounds in one of the most heavily militarized zones of the world. A soldier at every nook and corner. A soldier when you step out to buy bread. A soldier when you take your child out. It's easy for me to banter with the men in uniform, but there is simply nothing humorous or usual about an entire population being in their focus or at their mercy. With so many security men and policemen present, things can go horribly wrong sometimes.
कोई भी पत्थर मारे फिर मारते हैं गोलियां उधर से।
I'm afraid a little bit of the forces and the CRPF, so I'm afraid.
Conflict is often the most severe on young ones, putting the hardest pressure on them to conform and follow. But innocence, well, that follows its own very rules. I was hoping to meet an innocent Gibran Qadri in the protective 4 walls when I entered this well-to-do locality in Pir Bagh. His Facebook exchange with me over the last few days was a hint enough. This wasn't going to be a regular 11-year-old. A guitar enthusiast and online protester, Gibran has spent a few years in Malaysia before he shifted to Kashmir.